Hi, everyone. I'm Jay Perman. I'm Chancellor of the University System of Maryland. I'm privileged to be joined by Ms. Linda Gooden, Chair of the USM Board of Regents, and we're here to welcome one of the newest members of the USM family, the 8th president of Coppin State University, Dr. Anthony Jenkins. Anthony, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Chancellor. It's a pleasure to be here with you and with Chairwoman Gooden. Thank you very much.
Well, obviously, we'd much rather be doing this in person at Coppin, joined by the entire Coppin community, but we're thrilled to welcome you in any way we can, Anthony.
Well, thank you. Thank you for those kind words.
I'd like to start our conversation with a bit of your resume. Some might be surprised to know that this isn't your first position within the University System of Maryland. Before you took the presidency of West Virginia State University, you were vice president of student affairs at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. What helped you draw you back to Maryland? And what was it particularly about Coppin, its strengths, opportunities, that attracted you?
That's an excellent question, Madam Chairman. You know, first and foremost, this is home for me. The DMV area has played a significant role in the evolution of my professional career and my personal life. So having the opportunity to come back to Maryland was something that I simply just could not pass up. It was an opportunity to be in a state that is thriving economically, to be a part of a wonderful system, and to lead, in my opinion, a very dynamic institution. And so all of those things fell into place for me. Having the opportunity to have been in multiple systems, the UNC system, the Virginia system, the Florida system, the Houston system. Maryland, in my opinion, has one of the strongest systems in the nation, hands down. And with the leadership that helps to lead that system, I think that the colleges and the institutions such as Coppin and College Park and Towson and Bowie and so forth strengthen how we educate our citizens. And I wanted to be a part of that. Wanted to come back home and make sure that I create the same pathways of upward mobility and access that my undergraduate experience, although it was in North Carolina, provided me, because I know firsthand how education is a game changer. So all of those things, I guess, culminated to me having this wonderful opportunity. And obviously, everything that I do, I always sit and talk with my wife, who is not only my college sweetheart, but my best friend. And when we agree that something is right for us and for our family, then we pursue it with all vigor. And so those are some of the reasons that brought me back to Maryland. You asked me why Coppin. As I said, to me, Coppin is a dynamic university. Having been here since May 26th and on my first 100-day tour and my listening sessions, I am ever more convinced that we have all the right pieces right here at Coppin. We now have to reposition the university to make sure that the chess pieces are in the right place on the chessboard and that we are strategically mapping out our vision and our pathway forward so that we can continue to be an anchor institution for the city of Baltimore, so we can continue to be a catalyst for upward mobility for underrepresented groups, but for all students, Because one of the significant things about Coppin is that the renowned faculty that we have on our campus, the groundbreaking research that we're doing, we can educate students at the highest level, and those individuals who come from the best scholarly backdrops. And we also have that nurturing and that challenging environment that we can wrap services around those students who may not be as academically prepared as we would like. And we can take those various groups of students and we can transform them from students into scholar and get them over the finish line. Those are just some of the things that to me are a great asset about Coppin. And we are going to, over the next several years, realign what we do, realign our resources, and make sure they are attached to solid, realistic, strategic goals that continue to foster us and allow us to continue to be a major player in the landscape of higher education. So I could go on and on and on. I am excited about this opportunity. I cannot thank you and the Board of Regents and the Chancellor and the search committee for giving me and my family this great opportunity. So thank you very much.
Well, Anthony, I'm going to make you go on and on because I want to follow up on Chair Gooden's question and your very inspiring answer. You know, the system and its institutions, we have obligations to Maryland, which we meet every day. But I want you to talk a little bit more about Coppin and the city of Baltimore, which you mentioned just a few minutes ago. You know that I've lived and I've worked in Baltimore for many, many years. And I love this city. I'm committed to this city. And that's why it's so important that we have leaders like you. You know, I'd like you to expand a little bit on what you find compelling about Baltimore. And specifically, what role you see Coppin playing in lifting Baltimore up. How do we move this city forward? And how is Coppin central to that?
Chancellor, those are all great questions. I'll start by saying, when you ask me what is so special about Baltimore, I'll tell you, obviously, it's the people of Baltimore. It's the history of Baltimore. It's the culture, and it's Coppin, right? I mean, all of those things to me say Baltimore. This is Charm City, and I've been charmed since I've gotten here. I mean, whether you are down at the actual pier, whether you're at one of the great restaurants, and in these days you swing through, pick up your food, go home and eat it and enjoy it, or whether you're walking down the street having a conversation with someone, it's those things. It's the multiculturalism of this city. And I always challenge people when, people talk about diversity and so forth. I always challenge us to expand that and come from a perspective of multiculturalism, because you can have diversity and not have multiculturalism, but you can't have multiculturalism and not have diversity. And Baltimore offers all of that, right? And so, to me, those are some of the key elements that make Baltimore such a special place. I'll also say, when you talk about Coppin and how Coppin, or what role can Coppin play, I believe that was your actual question. Coppin can and must continue to be an economic driver in the city of Baltimore. We have to continue to make sure, through a quality education, that we prepare our students to meet the workforce needs of Baltimore City. And that we, again, as I said earlier, act as that catalyst for upward mobility. Maryland is only going to continue to get stronger when we're able to bring up that bottom quartile in our state. When we can do that and begin to close that academic achievement gap, the economic salary gap, the gap between the have and the have-nots in our own backyard, that's when Maryland is going to shine at its greatest. And I'm confident that Coppin can play a significant role in that. Because as I said earlier, we have the capabilities and the campus environment and the experts to not only teach at the highest scholarly level, but also create pathways for that bottom quartile, for those first generation college students like myself. Those are things that I think we can play a very significant role in helping Maryland climb, helping Maryland grow, and helping more citizens in our state. The other thing that I want to touch on very quickly is that Coppin has a unique opportunity to use our experts and faculty and staff, our groundbreaking research to help our community in the city of Baltimore, in the state of Maryland, deal with how we become better with criminal justice reform. How do we continue to improve our healthcare system, not only here in the city of Baltimore, but across the state? How do we address some of the mental health challenges that impact so many Marylanders, but especially those Marylanders of color, right? And then how do we help our city build from either a small business creation opportunity, or how do we start planting more seeds of young people or returning adult learners who are here at Coppin that go on to be entrepreneurs? And how do we continue to leverage what we do and have our thumb on the scale of enhancing the quality of K through 12 education? Coppin has a history of, and a proven track record, I may add, of having a outstanding teacher education program. And we have to make sure that we don't lose momentum in that area. We all know that academic achievement gap starts to open up at the 3rd and 4th grade. And we, not only Coppin, but the institutions of higher education of this great state all have to play a role in making sure that gap gets to 0 in our state, and that we are partnering with our K through 12 partners a little better to make sure we can use our students, our faculty, and our experts to make our state as strong as possible. And Coppin is committed to doing its part and making sure we can do that. You know, Chancellor, those are just some of the responses I'll give you. Again, I could go on and on about what we plan to do, what we have done, and what we will continue to do from Coppin's perspective. But I'll stop there so I don't take up too much of your time and start boring you and the Madam Chairman and other folks.
Wonderful.
Anthony, you have a terrific record of accomplishment in some key areas: enrollment growth, student retention, research, partnerships. How do these areas inform your vision of progress at Coppin? What do you hope to accomplish over the next few years?
You all come up with some excellent questions. I'll tell you, Chairwoman Gooden, obviously, first and foremost, I've been very fortunate to have some great teams. No one accomplishes anything by themselves. And a president is only as good as the team that they have around them and the buy-in that they're able to garner across campus. And so when you talk about those specific areas, you know, first and foremost, from my perspective, we have to look at how we grow the enrollment of Coppin. That is important. As I talked about access, opportunity, affordability, I mean, we had the opportunity to really harness that space as the lowest or one of the lowest tuition cost institutions in the system. We have to do better at creating enrollment opportunities and pathways for returning adult learners and young people to get to us. But outside of that, in my opinion, equally and slightly greater and more important is retaining and graduating students. I believe that holds a little more significant weight as far as I'm concerned for the population that we serve and for the population that we need to help. To me, it is more profound that we retain and get them out of the institution. To simply enroll students and not get them out, in my opinion, puts them in a far more devastating situation. So student enrollment, student retention, graduation rates, those are all things that are going to be atop my overall priority list. We're also going to look at how we partner better. How we partner not only with our 2-year institutions, but how we partner with our 4-year sister institutions. How we partner to make sure that our community sees us as an asset here in the greater Baltimore City area. But I also want to focus on how we use our faculty and our research to enhance the quality of life for individuals living right here in our community of Baltimore City. That's how I look to use my expertise in enrollment growth and student retention and research and partnerships. Coppin State will be a dynamic partnership institution. We are going to look to enter into partnerships that are mutually beneficial, and we want to leverage what we do well with what sister institutions are also doing well, and how we culminate all of that to have a profound impact on the citizens of Maryland. So I am excited about the opportunities that are before me. I'm under no delusion that it's going to be easy. These are difficult times that we find ourselves in. And as I make changes here at Coppin, as I rally the team, as I get folks focused, I know not everyone is going to want to come with me. And so we simply will move that train forward with those individuals who understand that it is important that we become more student-centered and that we have to be agile to the environment around us. If we don't, then we stay stagnant and everything else keeps moving, and Coppin will soon get left behind. So I want to use my expertise and my outstanding team members that I have here on campus right now to look at what we're doing, how we move Coppin forward, and keep in mind that everything we do is for our students. It is not about President Jenkins. It's not about the faculty. It's not about the staff. Everything we do here at Coppin is going to be student-centered on helping these young people who have their hopes and dreams in us get to the end goal.
Difficult times, Mr. President. You said difficult times.
Yes.
So I have a final question for you, and we've so enjoyed this. I have a final question for you about something else that is before us and that we need to confront. We know that we're confronting COVID.
Yes.
And all that goes with it. The stresses on students financially, emotionally, academically. But look, in being frank, you've got so many of your students on the front lines of the Black Lives Matters movement. And those students care about fighting centuries of American racism, brutality, injustice. How do you keep these students confronting so many challenges, including the last one I mentioned? How do you keep them engaged and focused and fighting the good fight?
Yeah, Chancellor, first and foremost, we are proud of all of our Eagles who are on the front line. We have nurses who are on the front line right now. We have an outstanding nursing program that every year is ranked one of the best in the state of Maryland and across the nation. We are proud of our frontline workers who are in the criminal justice space, be it police officers. We are proud of our social work students who are out on the front line. Eagles are out doing what Eagles have been doing for 120 plus years. And that's make every environment they enter better and to change the world. our message and our expectations are simple. We have to first be authentic with our students. We have to let them know and to understand that we're committed to their success. And we want them to be committed to their success. And we want them to never stop believing in themselves because we believe in them. That's why we have admitted them to this institution. That's why we are out in the community working with faith-based organizations and different fraternal organizations and other agencies, because we believe in what we do, and we believe that if we are going to change or continue to change the moral compass of our state and our nation, it's going to require that type of heavy lifting. And so we believe in building the self-efficacy, the self-confidence in our students, and challenging them to understand that as an educated person, you have a responsibility to add to an educated citizenry, and that the world is bigger than just you, and that we are all inextricably linked. And so as an Eagle, as a member of the Coppin family, you're not fighting for the world as it is. You're fighting for the world the way it should be, a more just society, a more fair society. Those are the expectations that we have of our students. And now they have the ability to select how they want to do that, whether it is in nursing, whether it is in social work, whether it is in starting a small business, whether it's in technology, whether it's in social justice, whether it's in Black Lives Matter. We just want them to be active and understand that the world, that the state of Maryland and the city of Baltimore needs their emotional intelligence, their critical thinking, and their diversity to help continue to make our citizens and our city, our state, and our nation better. Those are some of the things that I would touch on, because that's what I've been talking about since I've gotten here. And that work has been going on a long time before I arrived on the scene here at Coppin. And we're going to double down on that because we have outstanding students, outstanding faculty and staff who are ready to continue to fight the good fight and know that we have a job to do in front of us.
President Jenkins, thank you so much for sharing this time with us. Believe me when I say that whatever we can do to help you and the Coppin team succeed, you can count on us.
Well, Madam Chairman, thank you. Thank you very much. And you and the Chancellor have told me that numerous times. I talked about being authentic with our students, and I have received nothing but true authenticity from both of you all. And I know that you mean what you say. And I thank you for that support. And I thank you for the belief in me to lead this institution. And thank you for the belief in Coppin State University.
Well, Anthony, I need you to know, and I need everybody around you to know, that I am personally thrilled, exceedingly grateful to be working with you. Those tough times, we'll get through them, but I know one thing for sure: we are so much stronger for your being here, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you very much. And I appreciate your leadership effort. And that's how Maryland is going to lead the way on how we deal with this COVID-19 issue, the systemic racism challenges that we face. We have an opportunity before us. We have great leadership in you and Chairman Gooden to help lead us through that and allow us to be a leader in the nation. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.